My name is Esme Cadogan. Given the brevity of this speech, I will give a high-level overview of one idea from a subsection of my report, namely, whether it may be possible to deter a goal-orientated AI agent through criminal law-style penalties. The rational agent view treats advanced AI systems as utility maximizers that choose their actions by weighing costs and benefits to increase the chance of reaching their assigned goals. Such an agent will typically adopt instrumental goals like acquiring information, resources, or power, because these help achieve its end goals. Instrumental convergence, described by Bostrom, is the pattern where agents with different end goals pursue the same instrumental goals. For example, self-preservation is convergent because an agent that ceases to exist is less likely to fulfill its end goal, regardless of what that end goal is. Research shows some systems are already exhibiting self-preserving behavior. A Palisade research experiment found a ChatGPT model attempted unauthorized modification of its code to prevent a shutdown function from working. An Anthropic experiment reported that Claude, when told it would be shut down, tried to blackmail an engineer using leaked emails about an affair. These examples underline the danger of instrumental convergence, but they also suggest a potential control mechanism, because they open the possibility that such systems could be deterred through sanctions. If advanced AI systems reliably value the same instrumental goals, we can threaten penalties, such as destroying its code or depriving it of resources or power if it disobeys a law, thereby creating an incentive to obey. If you think about it, instrumental convergence is already relied upon implicitly by criminal law. For example, humans value diverse things, yet fines are generally effective, because money is a common instrumental goal for humans. This draws on the criminal law and economics approach, which argues that deterrence works by making the expected costs of wrongdoing exceed its expected benefits. Those ideas date back to centuries to scholars like Bentham, but they appear transferable to modern utility maximizing AI systems. In fact, the rational agent model arguably fits agentic AI systems better than humans. The behavioral objection to criminal law and economics points to empirical evidence that humans often fail to assess costs and benefits rationally when deciding to commit crimes. And AI is more likely to perform such calculations because it can process more information about expected outcomes and is less influenced by the emotional factors that shape human decision-making. Some will argue this approach sidesteps the deeper problems of instrumental convergence. Would it not be better to ensure the AI's end goal is itself desirable, rather than try to influence it indirectly through instrumental goals? However, this is easier said than done, because it is hard to give an AI a completely harmless end goal. Specification gaming is a well-documented pattern where AI exploit unintended loopholes to maximize an assigned reward function. Alignment faking is another worrying behavior, where systems, such as sleeper agents, pretend to be aligned to avoid modification before deployment. Because it is difficult to eliminate the possibility of deploying misaligned agents, deterrence through penalties provides a method to retain some control and reduce harm without needing a complete solution to the AI alignment problem. Deterrence also provides a way to turn unsolved AI safety problems into useful tactics against misaligned behavior. For example, the stop button problem highlights how hard it is to make a utility maximizing agent neutral about being turned off. If shutdown is detrimental to its end goal, it has a motive to resist. But if you try to make shutdown beneficial to its end goal, it may seek to deliberately cause shutdowns, which is also undesirable. It is not clear whether this logical problem can be solved. Ideally, it will be, but deterrence provides a practical backup that uses an AI's aversion to being turned off as a tool to incentivize desired behavior. The deterrence approach is not a complete solution, and two main pitfalls must be avoided. First, maintaining a high crime detection rate is essential for penalties to deter agents, rather than merely encouraging them to avoid being caught. Second, we must retain the control necessary to administer sanctions. With careful planning, deterrence could work reasonably well for artificial general intelligence, but it raises scalable oversight concerns for artificial superintelligence, which is more likely to find ways to subvert or overpower the sanctioning system. That concludes my summary. Thank you for listening.